everyone, and welcome to Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez, a realtor with Keller Williams Corona. My license number is 01249788. I've been licensed since 1998. My cell phone number is 951-316-0374, and I'm very excited to be hosting today's show on the Power Is Now TV. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's show is being sponsored by Eric Frazier at First Bank, Keller Williams Corona, and ADT Safe Haven with Benjamin May. We have an exciting show for you today. First, we'll do a deep dive into the market stats in Corona and see what's changed in the area. Then we'll have a special guest that I've known for what seems like forever, Natalia Escobar, team leader at Keller Williams Corona, the #1 office in the Inland Empire. She's going to be talking about how to build success and how she advises buyers, sellers, and her realtors in her office to navigate through today's very interesting real estate market. We also have Golden State Finance Authority today, and they'll be talking about down payment assistance. And Eric Frazier with First Bank is here to talk about CalHFA programs. We will end the show talking about some great homes for sale in Corona. That's our show lineup. Let's go to a commercial break. You are listening to the Power Is Now TV, Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowerisnow.com and check out other TV shows, our magazines, podcasts, and special events. The Power Is Now is a great resource for anyone looking to buy or sell real estate. Let's get straight into some numbers for Corona. They change on a day-to-day basis. So we cannot forecast what's going to happen tomorrow, but I can talk about what's happening today. We're on the border of Los Angeles, San Bernardino, and Orange counties, so we always are the go-to place for people to buy. So let's get into the numbers. I'm not going to go ahead and share my screen today. I'm just going to get into the numbers for you today. So our average median list price in Corona is $777 today. Our average per square foot is $348 per square foot. Now, our average days on market have actually changed. We are now at a very wide range. It starts at 7 days on market up to 48 days on market. So it really depends on how you list your home. And then if we look at price decreases, a couple of months ago, we had 25% decreases. Last month, we had it in the teens. And now we're about 14% of listings have had price decreases because they were priced too high to get offers. And then we had 12%. Now, this is the first time I've seen double digits. We have 12% of the listings actually increase their price. So let's see how that actually did. And then we usually don't have too many that are relisted. We got 9% of the listings that had previously canceled or withdrawn. 9% came back on the market, which is a good thing. What I really want to talk about is the low inventory. We have now dipped down below 100 listings. We're now at 80 listings for single family residences in Corona. That is nothing. We have over 153,000 people here in Corona, and we only have 80 single family listings. So what does that tell you? It's time to list your property. Why? Because you get the most out of your property. Why? Because you can. And if you use the right agent like me, give me a call, we can talk about it. Then I want to go into what is it that a first-time home buyer can expect in today's market. The average first-time home buyer home right now is about $600,000. 630 to be exact. That's for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, about 1,500 square feet. But I have a special deal for you if you stay for the end of the show. There's a first-time home buyer property listed under 575. So stay tuned to the end of the show for that. Now let's take a commercial break. I'll see you on the other side.
Want to keep up with the current developments happening in the world of real estate? The Real Estate Roundtable, hosted by Eric Frazier, is a show you do not want to miss. The show features a panel of VIP agents who are passionate about helping people. It is what they do best. They discuss today's hot topics, latest market updates and trends. The panel also conducts interviews with prominent figures in the industry. New episode every Friday live on Facebook and replay on the Power Is Now YouTube channel.
And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez. Please go to thepowerisnow.com and check out our other TV shows, magazines, podcasts, and special events. The Power Is Now is a great resource for anyone looking to buy or sell real estate. Now is the time to have a conversation with an expert. I would like to introduce you to Natalia Escobar, team leader at Keller Williams Corona. Natalia Escobar has been team leader manager for Keller Williams Corona for the last 4.5 years. Her team is the #1 office in the city of Corona, and they were on track to close $1 billion in sales in 2021. Natalia is a wife to an amazing realtor and a mother of 3 beautiful kids, ages 25, 22, and 3. Her goal as leader is to create a culture and environment where an agent would never want to leave. A place where associates' lives change for the greater good. She's been in the real estate industry since 2007, starting from the bottom, learning all the different roles within the real estate process. But most important, providing excellent service and care for her customers and through home ownership journey. Welcome, Natalia. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day today to speak with us. If anyone has any questions, please contact her directly and use the code JennyG. Natalia, before we get started, would you please provide your contact information, license information for our audience? Thank you.
Yes. Hi, good morning, Jenny. Thanks for having me on. And my cell phone number is 951-442-8237. DRE license number is 017-51260.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, before we get started, we have a fantastic announcement to make to the audience regarding our office and our record-breaking year in 2021. Let's talk about it. What happened in 2021 at the very end?
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to jump out of my seat right now. I'm still trying to process, but we hit our milestone goal of $1 billion in closed volume sales for 2021. So super, super exciting. A goal that has been passed on to me prior to my leadership in the office. And I know it was a vision that Jim Brown, our owner, set the tone with leadership and just the office, 5-6 years ago. And we've been working really hard to reach this amazing milestone, and to achieve that during the pandemic has been like amazing, right? So
yeah, and it was so much fun because we really didn't know that we were getting that close until like November I remember when, Jim and his wife, moved out to Georgia, but they're still part of us as usual. And during our Christmas party, it was announced then, all of a sudden the music comes on and the balloons came out that said 1 billion, and everybody just it was just like the moment was there. Before the end of the year, it was actually the mid-December, and it just went. It was literally, it was phenomenal in the room, was it not?
Yes, yes, yes. And it was a surprise for Jim as well as the office. I think once we were hitting close to that billion mark, I had to stay quiet. But anything can happen, right? Anything can change in real estate. So I was just like, I told my team, stop telling me and let's announce it at the party and celebrate with our entire office who has been part of this journey. So it was just amazing to celebrate that, and to be a one owner, franchisee company.
And he was surprised.
He was shocked.
He was surprised.
He was like, do you see what happens when I leave? He goes, you guys hit 1 billion in sales. And I'm like, oh yeah, it was amazing.
Well, that just tells everybody what the main goal of our office is. It's not just the numbers, but it's about the people and the people along with it. And as a team office of over 300 agents, we make it happen.
Yeah.
And during the pandemic, it has been extremely hard, and all of the things that we have to go through. And to be able to do that during that time, I think all the other agents or agencies are just jealous of us at this point.
Well, I mean, we're team players, right, in the community, but yes, it was, I mean, I can't say it enough. It was just something to be super proud of, and to see how, many agents work super hard as a team, as an office to achieve, that milestone. Everybody was getting excited towards the last quarter, and to come together, it's special. It's like, I have no words for that. Yeah. Amazing.
So let's just get down to some down and dirty facts about you, because you're an important person to me. I've known you for 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
I've been in the business 23 years, and Natalia has helped me greatly through that. She was my TC at one point and my notary. She always went out above and beyond for everybody. I remember one transaction, she went and drove down to Mexico to go and get docs notarized because someone needed it right now. I mean, she's that type of person that will go out of her way for just about anybody. So I have to attest to that. And she has been a godsend to me. And that's why I'm at the office. So why did you, Natalia, why did you originally pick Keller Williams Corona?
Initially, I didn't know much about it, so I came from a big traditional brokerage that I pretty much grew up in. I was in my early 20s when I got into real estate. And so market crashes, a lot of the companies had, sold or, had to shut down, unfortunately, or relocate, out of state, et cetera. So I didn't hear much of Keller Williams back in the day until my husband and I had a transaction with a Keller Williams agent. We were doing a lot of investments and flips at that time. And we had such an amazing experience with a gentleman. He was actually one of the first ones that invited me to a mastery course that his office was hosting in Marina Del Rey, and it's called BOLD. So it's Business Objective Life by Design. It literally is a life-changing mastery business course for anybody in business. So we would drive to Marina Del Rey every Wednesday to take this class. And we were doing well in our business, and we wanted, bigger goals. We had bigger goals, and, we wanted to achieve, a higher GCI, et cetera, for us, and to help us accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. And this curriculum really opened up our eyes to how much we were missing out on education, like really investing back into ourselves, and helping us grow not only in business, but as people and just just us, right? So it did open up our eyes to like, hey, we should look into Keller Williams, and seeing the synergy and the connection, the coaches, like experiencing all of that was truly life-changing for us. So we were able to really break over that hump for us in our business that took us to a new height. So that was the initial introduction to Keller Williams, even though I had a ton of friends that had, switched over. We just, we did our own thing. We never really inquired about it. And we just worked hard all the time and didn't pay attention to it until it really impacted our life. And so that was the beginning of, speaking of leadership here, and it's been an amazing journey since then. So yeah, that's how
I agree with you on that, because I think the one reason why I went to Keller Williams was because I needed to discover that one thing.
Yeah.
And you helped me discover that one thing. And if anybody wants to know what that one thing is, you guys need to contact us, because we constantly have to figure out what that one thing is on a constant basis, because it does change. And for you, that one thing was a change. And I had to do that change as well. And I understand that concept, because you really have to go where you feel like you are going to prosper, rather than being, just stay the same and the status quo as it is.
Exactly.
So can we talk about, I want to talk about something that we've been talking about a lot at the office, KW Cares. And your first experience with KW Cares and going out to Texas during a hurricane. And yes, I guess you didn't know you were pregnant with Olivia, but you were pregnant with Olivia at the time. You guys took a trek to Texas and helped out. Can you talk about KW Cares and that process?
Yes. So first, KW Cares is our nationwide Keller Williams nonprofit organization. So every agent across the nation, across the world, donates from their checks or just every month to build this fund up and be in a position to, if there's a nationwide tragedy or event that happens to where we need to be there before FEMA or any, just some type of massive crisis, that we're able to be in a position to where we could show up in a big way and help families regardless of where and who it is. So we're always working towards that and building that, not only at a nationwide, we also have our own nonprofit with KW Corona Cares here in our office. And it's to really do the same thing, right? So we created this about 6 years ago, I think, when I first came into leadership, and Suzanne was part of my culture leadership committee. And so we created our own nonprofit. And from that, we started building. We have a minimum standard goal that it cannot go less than 30,000, and we build up from there. And so this is, again, to help our own agents, in the moment of a tragedy or, anything, that financial hardship, we run it the same way as International does as well. So we're able to be the first to be in that position to help our agents in that time of need. So that was KW Cares. We have an annual convention every summer. So we have two conventions, one in February, Family Reunion, which is coming up, super excited about. And the second one is in August, which is Mega Camp. So everybody's gearing up for Mega Camp. It's usually a 2-day quick turnaround trip with Gary Keller. It's like a zap for the end of the year conference. And everybody's flying out, everybody's getting ready. That week, Hurricane Katrina hits Texas. And it's a disaster all over Texas. Homes were flooded over 5 feet up, cars were just, flooded everywhere. People lost, so many homes. It was like super devastating. So Keller Williams in Austin, right, we're at the convention center, and they get into gear to switch this over to a mega relief now. So within a week, they pivoted. We became the biggest rescue center during that time. So what they did,
Giving me chills.
oh, it's like every time I talk about it, and I have a video that I like to share and bring back because it just,
Yeah.
right, it reminds you of like
That
how,
reminds me, yes.
yeah, like who we are. But um so anyway, so everybody flies out. Keller Williams said, hey, can we just everybody still fly out with your team? Who can come and help? Give a pair of hands. We have trucks ready to go. We have, food banks ready to go. We just need help. We need help with homes, demucking homes, etc. So we fly out with the team from our office, and they bus us out to Houston, to nearby, towns, etc. From Austin, and we teamed up with the Baptist church out there. So we were the first two big organizations that were able to help before FEMA showed up. So there was contractors with tools, like it was so organized to the point where like you would show up to a home and there was everything you needed. They would gear us up with boots, like hazard gear, anything that we needed to demuck the house, etc. So it was like amazing, very emotional to see, but amazing to see everybody come together as a family to help,
And
Texas.
probably pretty fulfilling for you too, because when you do
Yeah.
something like that, it fulfills you because,
Yeah.
you're always going to remember it. And you know that you were there helping, and, that gives you that, it's always with you. It's
Yeah.
always with you.
I'll never forget that. Yeah, I'll never forget that. It hit home. I mean, everybody on our team, like you would see the videos and the photos that were captured, but of everybody being really exhausted, crying because the tragedy that we saw, the disaster. I mean, we were helping everybody. So when everything was cleared up from the disaster, we were flooded with just emails, phone calls from people that were like, even other real estate organizations. It was, I think at one point we helped the vice president of Coldwell Banker, his mom's house, and we had no idea, right? Like it was
Wow.
just like big things like that. So they were able to see who we were as an organization. Like it was just everybody wanting to help, at that point. It didn't matter who it was or what we needed to do. We just needed to show up in a big way. So
Kind of like it should be, right?
yeah, for
That's the
sure.
way it should be. We should all be getting together, and we should all be doing this together.
Yeah.
And that's why I like Keller Williams so much, because we're not just nationwide, we're global, and we are trying to make a difference everywhere.
Yeah. And I think it's, and it's not even about the company per se, right? Like it's the people who make the company.
The
It's
culture.
culture. Yeah, for sure. I think that's one of the things that we try our best, right? Every day to work hard to keep that together and keep it grounded. And then when you get to see that, when you go to the conferences, it's just people like their lives change. It's definitely an experience. Yeah. So that's how Mega Relief happened. It was insane. So props to International for really turning that over so quickly. It was amazing.
Okay, so let's go on to our next one. So what do you think are the biggest hurdles right now? Because we're different even right now in today's market
Mhm.
versus 6 months ago's market. What are the biggest hurdles you think right now for real estate agents, for buyers, for sellers right now with these market conditions?
Well, I think as all of us have experienced, the inventory being so low is the biggest challenge right now for everybody. For the buyers, that are out there having to compete with 100 other buyers for the same property. I think it's the challenge across the nation right now. And those are things that we're keeping our eye on, and I don't really see much changing for the rest of the year with that, unless the rates, we're watching the rates as they increase a little bit, which will slow us down and hopefully create a little bit more inventory. But that's, I would say that's the biggest challenge right now.
Would you give any advice to any sellers out there that are sitting on the fence? I mean, I personally go on and I see everybody else go on saying, just reach out to us and see what it is that we can do for you. Is there anything that you can say to a seller saying, you know what, it is always a good time for real estate?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one, our, with our industry, the opportunity to build wealth and invest, or build a legacy through wealth in real estate is huge. For the sellers out there, I mean, it's an opportunity to really get the equity that you need or that you've been wanting. It's an opportunity to really create that for yourself, right? And go on to whatever that next plan is, that next goal is. But most importantly, I think is when you're in alignment with the best, right, realtors like yourself, it's like the consulting side of it. It's like it's negotiating the best for you. It's really looking out for their future plans and like where do they need to make that next move, etc. So is it an amazing time to sell? Yes, right? I mean, you're getting tons of equity from the properties right now. So for the
But
buyer,
it's also a great time
yeah,
to plan.
yeah,
Like say, okay, I want to be ready in 6 months. Yes, reach out to an agent
mhm,
and let them help you get ready for that 6 months,
yeah,
because you are going to need to be ready.
yeah. It's an experience, it's a process, right? It's a consulting process. So you definitely need to be educated in that process and put a plan together for that, but definitely, I mean, you're not up against a lot of competition right now until things start switching over and more inventory starts coming up, then I mean, right now it's prime time for sure for the sellers.
Right. So let's talk about family. So how has being team leader, manager affected your family?
I wouldn't say affected my family besides, I mean, because either way, like being and working with my husband in real estate, we were busy, right? So it's still the crazy world of real estate, just a different hat. So I wouldn't say if it affected, it's been a growth part for me. I've really grown as a person, as a leader. You learn, right? It's never perfect. But I've learned so much in really leading a massive team, right? That's the way I see it. It's like we've been leading a massive team. So it's been nothing but positive and growth with the challenges that and solutions you have to create as a leader, right? So it's pivoting, it's staying ahead, watching patterns, paying attention to it all. And so it's been more good, I would say, than bad, right? So
And
with
I think it's a learning curve as well, because your kids go through certain stages and things like that. I see you get to spend a ton of time with your little one. Your other two are older, but they are very, very involved with the family.
yeah,
Everybody just loves being together. And I see you take the time to not just do work and do great work at that. I have no idea how you juggle all the things that you do. And then you go home and your daughter acts as if nothing's happened during the day besides just being at daycare or going to school like any other kid.
yeah. I mean, that's a promise that I always have to keep myself in check when it comes to my kids. Because I was a single mom when I first started real estate. My kids were young, so they would have to go with me everywhere. And being into where I have an amazing marriage now and a huge supporter, like I couldn't do what I do without my husband. And
He's
we support each
amazing.
other. Yeah, he's so amazing. So he knows, like my team knows, my leadership, like everybody who supports me in this role understands that when I had Olivia, it was a big thing for me to not repeat the old cycle of like being gone all the time, etc. I'm a workaholic by nature, so that doesn't stop, but it's really creating that balance to where I have to make time, and it's okay. It's okay because I'm on 24/7, right? But it's one of those things of I need to, like, whether it's 5-10 minutes and she wants to paint, I make sure that I'm focused, I'm there, I'm present for her, and taking the time to just enjoy her, before she grows up. So it's a non-negotiable thing for me now, where before it's like you have to do what you have to do, right? And you still do, but balanced for sure.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to talk about new agents.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard that we just came out with a new program that I have a couple people are excited about, getting your real estate license with
Yes.
Keller Williams Corona. Can you talk about, I am like really excited right now.
Yes. So great opportunity to help others, that want to switch careers or join the industry. So Keller Williams partnered up with Kaplan University and created a free online platform. We pay for it in the sense of we provide this to anybody who wants to get their license, right? So it's same way as any other online real estate school, but it's partnered through Kaplan. It's free to the student. In addition, there's a prep course, a 17 video curriculum to prep you for the things that your real estate license exam doesn't teach you, right? So it's really diving into what you should know about real estate field work, hands-on experience, things like that. So they created these opportunities for every office to really partner up and open the doors for people to, get their real estate license. So that is brand new and available to anybody who's interested in really joining, real estate.
I love it. I'm so excited about it because I have so many people that have been interested and they just don't know the route to go, and they ask me and I'm like, okay, go here. And now I have a platform to where I can say, okay, it's free.
Mm-hmm.
Come and join us.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anybody's interested, go ahead and Natalia's going to give you her information, and make sure you mention Jenny G so she knows where it's coming from. And I really, really appreciate today's interview, Natalia. Is there anything that you want to add whatsoever? Because, you got your platform right here, and it's right here for you.
I'm just grateful. Thanks for having me on today. I mean, it's, me and video.
Yeah, me too.
So it's one of those things, but no, I'm just super grateful to, be able to have a few minutes and, share our story and the lives that we impact. And that's truly who we are. And so, we're always just trying to make a difference in somebody's life. So we're just grateful to be on here, and thank you for interviewing me today.
Go ahead again and give them your name, phone number, and contact information.
So yes, Natalia Escobar, team leader for Keller Williams Realty Corona, and my phone number is 951-442-8237. If you're interested in the real estate school as well, you can email me at teamleader@kwcorona.com. So
and don't forget to mention Jenny G.
Jenny G. There you go. That's how I'll know.
Thank you so much, Natalia, for that insight and inspiration. Your story is really an inspiration to me to know that there is always a pathway to success no matter where you start. Again, if you have any questions for Natalia, please contact her and give her the code Jenny G. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about financing real estate in Corona.
Technology should be simple. Technology should be beautiful. This is the Smart Home Advantage system. Smart Home Advantage is easy enough for anyone to use, no matter how old you are. With Bluetooth touchless disarming, you can leave your phone in your pocket. Smart Home Advantage securely authenticates you, preparing your home for your arrival. Smart Home Advantage controls your entire home with an intuitive, elegant touchscreen that looks great on the wall. It uses intelligent automation to make things easier when you are home, and you can customize the photo frame to show off your latest family adventure. And when you leave again, Smart Home Advantage knows you're gone. And will lock your doors, arm your encrypted security sensors, close your garage door, adjust your thermostat, and turn off your lights, making your home secure and energy efficient. With LTE, a built-in router, panel camera, and more, Smart Home Advantage is the most advanced, easy-to-use, security and smart home platform available. Smart Home Advantage, all in one, always connected, always innovating.
Welcome back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez with Keller Williams Corona. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our real estate magazine, HUD Home magazine, and a lot of deals for sale by your VIP agents on the Powers Now TV. Today, joining me is Carolyn Sansari from Golden State Finance Authority. Welcome, Carolyn, to the show.
Thank you, Jenny. It's great to be here. I'm excited to delve into the down payment assistance programs from Golden State Finance Authority. The way that I like to discuss the topic with real estate agents is really from a perspective of you not losing sales, not losing transactions because of someone's financial position. And oftentimes a real estate agent is the first person to kind of find out where someone is in terms of what kind of resources they have. And so you as a real estate agent can be the link to programs that can make a difference, that can maybe get them into a house sooner than they thought possible, maybe give them more purchasing power. So imagine as a real estate agent, what can down payment assistance do for you and your clients? Golden State Finance Authority has been offering homebuyer assistance programs in California for almost 30 years. We've been able to help over 83,000 individuals and families to purchase homes. And the vast majority of the time, it's because of the down payment and closing cost assistance that we provide. We've been able to provide over $634 million in down payment and closing cost assistance money in California. Now, we are a public agency, a quasi-governmental agency, and that gives us the ability to take your standard mortgage products that we've all heard of, and then couple them with down payment, closing cost assistance, and flexible guidelines to allow for people to get into homes maybe sooner than they thought possible. But when people think of down payment assistance, whether it's a lender or home buyer or real estate agent, oftentimes they hesitate to look into it because they're worried about some of the things that may actually make it more challenging. So let's start off by just talking about the flexibility and maybe breaking some of the myths out there around down payment assistance. When it comes to Golden State Finance Authority's programs, we really focus on accessibility. So they are not limited to first-time home buyers. So whether somebody is returning to home buying, they've owned a home in the past, or maybe they're a first-time home buyer, or maybe they own a property today, but they're going to be purchasing a new residence that they're moving into as an owner-occupied residence. And I don't mean new property. I just mean they're going to be moving into a new home to them, and the cash resources to get in with down are short. So again, no first-time home buyer requirement on the GSFA programs. In addition, the down payment assistance that our programs provide is up to 7% of the loan amount. And that's a lot of money. We're going to look at an example of how much cash that really can give them. The income limits are extremely flexible. In fact, we don't even have income limits on government loans, but we'll dive into that a little bit more, as well as some of the qualifying guidelines. But I'd like to start off with dispelling the myth that you have to be you have to have perfect credit, or that you can't have any debts or liabilities. It's very flexible. FICO scores are allowed as low as 620, and even debt to income ratios up to 50% can qualify. Variety of different financing options, and the programs are available throughout the state of California. On your screen is an example of utilizing our Open Doors program to purchase a house at the maximum loan that we can actually finance through the program. The loan amount, the maximum is $548,250. So I'm using a scenario of the highest amount purchase price, the highest sales price on a home that would allow you to only use the down payment and closing cost assistance from Golden State Finance Authority to buy that house, okay? So this example is a home of $565,000. They have cash of their own. They would be able to purchase higher than this. If they had resources to cover the closing costs, they could purchase higher than this by using all of the money we provide towards the principal. But this is an example, $565,000, and that allows them 7% or up to 7% in assistance. That comes to $38,363. and leaving them with a mortgage loan of $548.50. Now, $38,000, imagine that. That is enough to cover the minimum required on down for a conventional loan that only requires 3% down. That's enough to cover that $16,950 in down. And it leaves them with another $21,000 for closing costs. They have some cash of their own. They can apply that additional $21,000, apply the entire $38,000 coming from Golden State Finance Authority towards the transaction. And that would allow them to purchase probably up to about $580,000. And just showing you an example here of how the affordability can be maximized through using down payment and closing cost assistance. Now we have two different down payment programs. The first one is called Platinum. It's been around a little bit longer. It's been around since 2010. It's our most popular one, and the reason is because for certain occupations in law enforcement, firefighting, and all the support staff in schools, whether public or private, and within the medical and healthcare industries, we provide the down payment assistance for this program, Platinum, as a gift on the first day that escrow closes. So they start out with equity in their home on day one and don't have to pay back that assistance. Now, outside of these specialized occupations, the rest of the borrowers are getting the down payment assistance as a 0% second mortgage instead, and it's forgiven after 3 years. So instead of a gift on day one, the other borrowers will be getting a second loan that has no interest, no payments, and after 36 months is completely forgiven. And that's what I think makes this program the most attractive to home buyers. But when you want to refer someone to a GSFA participating lender, the lender is going to dive into the nuances of these two programs and what's the right fit for them. And I'm just covering some of the highlights of these two programs. The Platinum program allows 640 FICO score on conventional loans, 660 on FHA, and as low as 640 for VA and USDA mortgages. And then you'll notice that the maximum debt to income ratios are around 45 and sometimes up to 50% when the borrower has a little bit higher FICO. Now, the second program is geared towards providing more in assistance. Platinum was able to provide 5%, Open Doors provides up to 7%. So the borrowers that don't have down payment money, they also don't have closing cost money, sometimes being able to get up to 7% is going to be a better fit. This program might be the better fit. Now, the assistance provided for the Open Doors program is provided as part gift, up to half of it as a gift, and the other half as what we call a 0% second mortgage that's due and payable when they sell the property or they refinance that mortgage or the mortgage loan itself is paid off. So there is a repayment of part of the assistance that's provided for this Open Doors program. But again, when you have a borrower that doesn't have a lot of cash resources and they can qualify for a mortgage today, this allows them to get into the property today, to start building equity, start building financial security, knowing that the assistance that was provided to help them, up to half of it is completely forgiven, and the other half they would pay back at some future date without any interest on it. The FICO scores that are allowed for the Open Doors program become a little bit more flexible. We can go down to 620 FICOs and up to 55% on debt to income ratios, depending on the underwriting approval. Now, all of the programs are for, both of the programs are for the purchase of a primary residence. It's going to be a residence that they own or occupy, but the programs can go up to 4 units. And maybe you've never considered that. You have a borrower who has this picture of the perfect little property that they're looking for, but you know that we don't have the inventory out there and that they may have to start thinking outside the box. So consider how a borrower might actually be in a really good position by buying a duplex or a triplex. Up to 4 units can be financed with our down payment and closing cost assistance programs. All of the mortgages, whether they are government loans, FHA, VA, or USDA, or a conventional loan, they are 30-year fixed rate interest, and the maximum loan amount, as I mentioned, on the mortgage, the first mortgage, is going to be $548,250. Now, sometimes it's going to be really advantageous for a borrower to go with conventional financing, and that's because those borrowers in a lower income bracket that can qualify for conventional financing are going to get more attractive pricing, meaning better interest rates on the program. They're going to get better coverage, better costs on their MI because they don't have to have as much mortgage insurance, and they'll have a little bit more flexibility in the down payment options. But I don't want you to think that you have to be low income. You don't. A borrower can qualify for FHA, VA, and USDA loans, government loans, no matter what the income is. We don't have an income limit. Now, you do have to refer to the agency guidelines. So if there is an USDA income limit for a property, that might apply. We don't apply any income limits. And for conventional financing, our income limits are really high. There's an example here on the screen of San Bernardino, Los Angeles, and Riverside County. And as you can see, it's a really high income. It's like $162,000 that they can still qualify for down payment and closing cost assistance. As I mentioned, there's some MI advantages, some mortgage insurance advantages, because the coverage that they need on a conventional loan for the borrowers in a lower income bracket at 80% of area median income and below, their coverage level actually drops drastically. But you know, this is where the loan officer gets involved in what's going to be the best fit for them. Now, as a real estate agent, I get a lot of questions about whether or not accessing or referring somebody to a down payment assistance program is going to make the entire escrow slow down or make it more challenging, you know, and how can they reassure a seller or a buyer that down payment assistance is a good option, that you know, a seller should not hesitate to take an offer with somebody who's getting down payment assistance. One of the biggest factors has to do with how we don't have any compliance review. We leave all of the actual mortgage loan processing and making sure that the borrower qualifies, we leave that to the lender. And so the only step where a lender is working directly with Golden State Finance Authority is at the time that they lock in the interest rate. And that when they do lock in the interest rate, they obtain a commitment for the down payment and closing cost money as well. And that step is really important. But once that lock is done, they are given those documents from Golden State Finance Authority, and then they go through the mortgage loan just like they normally would, which means your lenders, your GSFA lenders, can process down payment assistance programs in 30 days. I was on a call just the other day, and we had a lender who was saying that they could do 22 days. So keep in mind that just because it's a down payment assistance program, when you work with GSFA's program, it's not going to slow down escrow. There isn't going to be an additional compliance review step or additional forms that have to be turned in or a package that has to be reviewed that you then think could actually cause a problem during escrow. And the qualifying guidelines are so few. You yourself, if you had the ability, could talk to the borrower and mention the FICO limitations or FICO requirements of 620 or above, or the DTI. You know, on our website, we have the income limits for conventional financing, so you're able to look at that. And then, you know, knowing the needs of the borrower, get them in touch with a lender that can really look further into their situation and figure out which program will be best. But I don't want you to take my word for it. Here on the screen is some testimonials from people who have actually written in letters thanking GSFA for the program, for getting them into houses. And as you can see, you're looking at a borrower here that's getting $13,000, another that got $18,000, people who were renting for years and years and even during COVID have been able to purchase a home and move into it. How do you get started? As a real estate agent, it's really important that you work with a GSFA participating lender, especially the ones who are experienced in GSFA programs, because they're going to understand the guidelines. They're going to, have a process in place for locking in the loan rate and getting that commitment letter, and they're going to stay in contact with you. That is really important. And so what I suggest for all of the real estate agents is to develop a one-on-one relationship with lenders and loan officers themselves so that you can do referrals the minute you find out that a borrower has a need for down payment and closing cost assistance. Our lenders are going to be the one to furnish the interest rates and to provide the applicable APRs. They're the ones that are going to go through the application, the mortgage loan application process, and check eligibility, and then determine whether it's the Platinum program or the Open Doors program that's going to be the best fit for the borrower. We don't expect real estate agents to memorize all the guidelines, but understanding the key features of the program, understanding that they're more flexible than most people think, that they're not limited to first-time home buyers, that's the first step. Because once you believe in the value of these programs, you can then educate your borrowers and link them to GSFA participating lenders. Now, as Eric mentioned, we have done some videos on the website. And so if you would like a more in-depth look at either the Platinum or the Open Doors program, we highly encourage that you visit the website and look at the program pages. There's the videos on our YouTube pages as well. And also on the Power Is Now website as well. These videos really dive into how the programs work. There's even a video with a couple who have used the Platinum program and share their experience. First Bank is one of our participating lenders. You have Eric with us today, so I highly encourage reaching out to him. His contact information is here. Thank you for joining me.
Next up is Eric Frazier, Vice President Mortgage Advisor with First Bank.
Thank you, Jenny, and I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about down payment assistance and home loans on your program. You're doing a fantastic job being the host of the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. Now, for those of you who may not know me, you have seen me on other platforms on thepowerisnow.com. In addition to being the president and CEO of the Power Is Now, I'm also a vice president and mortgage advisor with First Bank. My license number is 461807. The views and opinions that I express are my own and do not necessarily reflect that of First Bank. First Bank offers a variety of loan programs, including down payment assistance. We are an approved lender with the California Housing Finance Agency, as well as the Golden State Finance Authority. Now, you just heard a presentation from Carolyn, and the Golden State Finance Authority is an incredible program. And what I love the most about it is that if you're a teacher or first responder, then they're willing to provide the money to you free. And this is on both the Open Door program and also on the Platinum program. Now, primarily on the Platinum program, it's free, 5% in down payment assistance. And on the Open Door program, you can get as high as 7% in down payment assistance, but that is not free. That is not free. You'll have to pay it back. But the fact that you can get down payment assistance without having to make payments at zero interest or low interest is pretty amazing. So in addition to having the Golden State program, we also have the California Housing Finance Agency program. California Housing Finance Agency has helped over 200,000 people buy a home. 200,000 and providing them down payment assistance. And there are some unique differences between the Golden State program and the California Housing Finance Agency program that I would like to point out. And this will be a great way in kind of doing a high level overview on what you just heard from Carolyn and what may also be available for you with the California Housing Finance Authority. The first difference is that the Golden State Finance Authority, they have a maximum loan limit of $647,200. Now, prior to the increase in the new loan limits by FHFA, their limit was $548,250. So effective the first, it goes up, the 1st of January, it goes up to $647,200. Well, with the California Housing Finance Agency, Prior to this increase, their limit was $822,375. Now, effective in January, it will be as high as $970,800. So imagine being a first-time home buyer and being able to buy a property needing a loan of $970,800 and being able to get down payment assistance to buy that property. Well, that's what's available with the California Housing Finance Authority. And so that's really a significant difference. First, the fact that you can get more money. I'm so happy that the government increased the loan limits. We've needed that as property values continue to increase. Another difference between the Golden State Finance Authority and the California Housing Finance Agency is that you don't have to be a first-time home buyer with the Golden State Finance Authority. With the California Housing Finance Authority, you have to be a first-time home buyer. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. You have to be a first-time home buyer. If you currently own a property right now, you're living in that property, then you will not be eligible. With the Golden State Finance Authority, you can be in a property right now and buy another home. No problem in getting the down payment assistance as long as you're going to occupy the property. With the California Housing Finance Agency, if you live in a property that you own right now, then you will not be eligible for financing with the California Housing Finance Authority. But let's say you own a property, but you've been renting in the property you live in. You've been renting for the last 3 years. Perhaps you own property because you inherited. It was given to you by your parents. Well, that would be one exception. Another exception would be that you lost your home through a natural disaster. That would be another exception. If it's happened, say, within the last 2 years, you can reach out to the California Housing Finance Agency and you can utilize down payment assistance to purchase another home because you lost your home through a natural disaster. So those are some of the exceptions to not being a first-time home buyer. Another exception that is unique, again, with the Golden State Finance Authority is that they'll allow you to buy a single-family home or a 2, 3, and 4-unit property. Whereas the California Housing Finance Agency will limit you to just a single-family home. They will make an exception if there is an ADU. And right now, ADUs are very popular. Most cities, regardless of where you live, will allow you to build an ADU. And that's something that the California Housing Finance Agency will assist you in doing if that's something you want to do. If you own your home already, if you want to build an ADU, there is money available up to $25,000 to help you with pre-development costs to build an ADU on your home. But to purchase a home, you got to be a first-time home buyer, and it has to be a single family home zone in a residential zone, by the way, as well. So very, very important. Another big difference between the California Housing Finance Authority and the Golden State is that the down payment assistance and the closing cost assistance are two separate programs. So with the down payment assistance with the Golden State Finance Authority, it's really just all in one. If you get the open door or you get the platinum down payment assistance, the money can be used for either down payment or closing costs, or you can use all the money for down payment or all the money for closing costs. With the California Finance Agency, they have My Home, and the My Home is just for down payment, right? Just for down payment. And it can go as high as $15,000 or 3.5% for government loans, FHA, 3% for VA, 3% for conventional loans. So you're going to have to balance between the maximum amount in terms of the dollar amount they'll give you and the percentage. If you exceed $15,000, which is the dollar amount they'll give you, then you may be able to get more money if you meet certain parameters. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute here. So 3.5% of My Home can go towards down payment assistance, and 3% can go towards closing costs, and that's called ZIP, stands for Zero Interest Program. And that simply means that they'll give you up to 3% of the total loan amount, which includes mortgage insurance, towards your closing costs, provided that, again, you are a first-time home buyer, you meet all the other requirements. There's no dollar limit on the ZIP, but there is a dollar limit on the down payment assistance under My Home. Now, there are just a couple other differences that I want to bring out in regard to CalHFA and Golden State. Another difference is that with the California Housing Finance Agency, the down payment assistance you're going to receive, whether it be My Home or ZIP, has to be paid back. It is not a grant. It has to be paid back. And in fact, on My Home, it's at zero interest, but on the, not on My Home, on ZIP, the zero interest program is at zero interest. On My Home, where you're capped at 15,000 or 3% or 3.5%, depending on the program, you have to pay that money back. And there is an interest rate. You can go to the California Housing Finance Agency website, or you can download my mobile app at qualifiedtobuynow.com. qualifiedtobuynow.com, put in your telephone number and hit send. It'll send you the link. Download my mobile app, and you can see what the rates are on a daily basis for both the California Housing Finance Agency as well as the Golden State Finance Authority. And so there's interest to be charged on the My Home, no interest on ZIP, but both have to be paid back. With the Platinum program, you don't have to pay the money back after 3 years. It's forgiven in 1/3, and then it's completely forgiven. With the Open Door, at least half the money has to be paid back when you sell the house or refinance. With California Housing Finance Agency, half the money has to be paid back if you refinance or sell the property. Very important. Here's a couple of game changers that are really differentiators. With the Golden State Finance Authority, you don't need co-signers. I mean, they will allow you to have co-signers and co-borrowers, non-occupant co-borrowers. But with the California Housing Finance Agency, they don't allow co-signers on many of the programs, particularly the VA and the conventional product, and they don't allow non-occupant co-borrowers. So there are many differences between the two programs, and it's so important to sit down with a mortgage advisor that specializes in down payment assistance so that you can get accurate information. Now, I've done a complete series of interviews with Carolyn Sansori about the Golden State down payment assistance, My Home, not My Home, but Platinum, and also the Open Door program. You can find that video on their website at gsfahome.org or on the Powers Now website at thepowersnow.com. Look at Mortgage Spotlight. If you're interested also in interest-only loans or home equity lines of credit or super jumbo loans, up to $3 million. We handle that here at First Bank. We can do just about anything, and we lend in 48 states. And so if you're watching in another state, give me a call. You can reach me at 714-475-8629 or drop me an email at eric.frazier@thepowerisnow. Thank you so much, Jenny, for this opportunity to talk about down payment assistance and other loan programs. And folks, I want to encourage you to tune in and watch Jenny on all of her shows.
Thank you, Eric. Now we're going to go to a commercial break.
Many Californians fear that they will not be able to pay their rent next month. Financial education and literacy are the catalyst for relief. So what resources are out there? A State of California program connects you with a HUD-certified housing counselor who can assist you on your financial education journey with no cost to you. Call today at 1-800-569-4287. Again, that is 1-800-569-4287.
And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall Corona. My name is Jenny Gonzalez with Keller Williams Corona. Please go to thepowersnow.com and check out our Realtor Homebuyer seminars coming soon online. Register today to get your seat. I promise you won't be disappointed. Today I have a listing in Corona I would like to talk to you about and some strategies to consider for anyone looking to sell their home. Call me if you would like assistance in coming up with the price strategy to sell, because I have 3 of them. So let's look at a great deal in Corona. This is an absolutely fantastic property. It is at 13326 Cloudburst Drive in Corona 92883. And it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet for $575. As you see, it is a 2-story. It also has some views. Look how gorgeous this house is. It looks like they just did some outside paint, and the roof looks like it's in good condition. I cannot guarantee that. And look at the views you have off of the back balcony. And here you see it's got a normal floor plan. It's a 1,500 square foot, but it actually feels a lot bigger. The flooring does need to be updated, but of course you can take your time with that. As you can see, it's got neutral colors throughout. It's got some quicksand, it's got some yellows, it's got some really nice colors. It looks like they refurbished the kitchen, so it's not completely rehabbed, but it does have the stainless steel appliances, and it has really nice light coming through the kitchen. Here you have the master bedroom. I really like this master bedroom. If you see, it has a really nice direct access to the bathroom, and it's kind of nice to actually have that. I've had that once before. So that's the master bedroom, and as you see, there's a view from the master bedroom, and you got dual sinks in the bathroom, and look how nice they are. They actually did a really nice job with these sinks. And then you have the kids' rooms or guest rooms, whichever it is that you want. And here's the other bathroom. And you look in the see, it actually has a really nice size yard. I can picture a small pool. You can have a play yard, just about anything back here. So I think this is a really, really great deal. And if you're interested in it, let me know. The HOA is $85 a month. So that really isn't bad. They have tennis courts, they've got ball fields, they've got 2 parks, they've got just about everything over there. So my best friend lives over there. Nobody really wants to leave over there. So that's why we get excited when we see listings down there. And it is on the 15 freeway South Corona. So you don't have that, if you're going to be traveling south for work, then you're not going to get that big crunch. If you are going to be going north, you can take the toll roads going onto the 91 freeway or wherever you want. So if you would like any assistance in this home or any other home that's on the market in Corona or any of the surrounding areas, I go anywhere in Southern California. I go out to LA, I go out San Bernardino, I go out to Orange County. The only place I don't go is San Diego. I've got my own girl down in San Diego. And if you want to contact her, please let me know. So I want to talk a little bit about strategies on pricing your home to sell. I'm going to give you 2 out of the 3 things that I find makes it so much easier to sell your home fast. I usually get my home sold within the first couple of days. Yes, I know that's normal, but it was before COVID. So my 3 things. Number 1, get yourself a home inspection, a full home inspection, so you know what's going on with your home. So when the buyer comes in and does their home inspection, you're not surprised, or the items have already been fixed and you told them the items that have been fixed. Number 2, get a termite inspection. If it's clear, that's great. If it's not, have it so the buyer knows. If you're really nice enough, get the work done. Number 3, no, I'm not going to give you number 3. I'll give you a key hint on one of the key things that appraisers will pick out, even if your home inspector does not. If you have a tree that even has a leaf setting on your roof or anywhere near your roof, please trim your trees. And the 3rd one I will give you as soon as you call me for that appointment for your listing. So if you would like to call me, my name is Jenny Gonzalez with Keller Williams Corona. My license number is 01249788. I've been licensed since 1998. My cell phone number is 951-316-0374. And my website is jennygsaleshomes.com. And I look forward to seeing you next time on our next episode. It's going to be fun, I can guarantee you. And have a blessed day. And the power is now. You can control your destiny. You can control what happens. So take hold of that and give me a call and let me know what your goals are for this year. Thank you and have a blessed day. And thank you for watching The Power is Now TV.
The Power is Now Media is worldwide with growing audience of future homebuyers, investors, builders, developers, real estate agents, and brokers. The Power is Now Media is well positioned to increase awareness and produce results for our growing roster of advertising partners. An advertisement on any of our platforms is the right step toward reaching and communicating key brand messages to a targeted network of individuals, families, and communities interested in housing. Our content areas include feature stories and profiles on successful real estate agents, business owners, government, and community leaders. The Power is Now magazines are the leading resource for real estate agents, mortgage bankers, entrepreneurs, and small home ownership businesses, providing leaders with business strategy information, resources, and tools through PIN, real estate, and programming guide magazines. Stay up to the minute with real estate and mortgage news and information from industry experts. VIP agents are able to feature listings each week. The Power is Now TV radio podcast features weekly shows that include Homebuyers Town Hall, Real Estate Roundtable, VIP Agent Spotlight, and so much more. Each week, VIP agents have opportunities to be featured guests on the shows. VIP agents can discuss and showcase houses, neighborhoods, and provide brief introduction. The interviews are unlimited 10 to 15 minutes on each current listing. This product alone separates you from your competition. The Power is Now delivers to you market update interview to promote listing weekly, promotional biographical video, co-host a bi-monthly Homebuyers Town Hall show, featured subject matter expert on Real Estate Roundtable show. The Power is Now Program Guide e-magazine. The Power is Now National e-magazine. Article writing and blogging. Social media content customization. Inclusion and press releases. Graphic design services. Business and performance coaching. Technology support. Referrals. Lead generation opportunities and management support.